Hi everyone, good morning. Can you hear me without this? You can, right? This is a pretty small room. Can I keep this at room? Better with the mic? That's all. Is this usual for you to wake up at this time on Saturday or it's not? So I'll plan my session accordingly. Are you early risers or still half asleep? Excellent. And if you don't mind, can I ask you what you do in the mornings usually when you wake up? How many people work out in the morning? My God, that's amazing. This is a very, very, very highly active group, which is great. So I think what we'll do is I'm going to just like tell you a little bit about myself so you understand me as a person, and after that, I have nothing to share from my side. I just want to answer any question on your mind because that's the best use of your time. Anything. My name is Gaurav Gupta. Uh, I was one of the founders of Zomato, uh, and we took it to IPO. And during COVID, I had my own health experience, my health journey. I was not like this before COVID. Um, I had 15 kgs more on me. How many people understand metabolic age here? Brilliant. I had no idea. I had no idea. I'm super impressed. Hardly any hands go up when I ask this question. To be honest, I'm being very honest. And my metabolic age was 49 when I was 39. Now I'm thankfully 35 when I'm 44. And it was just in COVID. So prior to that, of course, I was active. I always was into sports, but not like regular, not like you folks getting in the morning, working out every day. I was not like that at all. I used to travel a lot, but in COVID, travel stopped. It was forced. And for the first time in life, I fell into a rhythm of working out regularly. I love playing tennis, so I used to play tennis regularly. Um, and eating better food at home, sleeping at home, not on flights, and my health dramatically improved. Um, the trigger point, I think, of course, the body has to go through something very different. And I think intermittent fasting was there, so time restricted eating was there. But it was all these four pillars, which is fitness, nutrition, sleep, and stress. And I realized that these four pillars are super powerful. And I said, whenever I'm in the right mindset to start up again, I want to build for this magical mission where you can actually help people live much healthier and longer through just these four pillars. And of course, after the IPO, I left Zomato. I spent almost 10, 12 months figuring out how to build this because I had only my journey, but I didn't know how to build this. And 2022, we started to build called Gabbit. Any guesses on what Gabbit means? Take a guess. Sorry? It's one word for good habit. So if there's such a cool thing, why should we take all the effort to take two words? Why not have one word? And health is all about good habits, like habits. That's it, and that's what we're building. And there are two, three things that we realized. One, these four pillars that I mentioned to you, any health goal that you pick up, any, from managing your weight or healthy skin or diabetes, hypertension, these are the four pillars. They all come back to these four things. You manage these four things well, like fitness, nutrition, sleep, and stress, you'll be able to solve for the health goal. Like it was shocking to me as how scientifically they're all interconnected. They're all interconnected. So, for example, how many people sometimes on weekends or otherwise watch a movie late at night at home? And at that time, what do you feel like eating? Do you feel like eating any good thing? No, no, not good as in healthy. No, not good in terms of what it gives your mind. Anything healthy? Huh? Nothing, right? Why do you think so? What do you think is the reason why you not feel like eating blueberries or fruits at that time? Okay, what else? Sorry? Maybe you're close. But you raised your hand when I asked you. So now, what do you eat now? I said now. No? At night you don't? Okay. So you're a very disciplined person. You have strong willpower. So it's not to do with your movie experience. It's actually to do with something what she said, which is essentially when you are. I'll give you. So when you are awake at night, usually later than you are, then actually you're giving your body pain. You are putting your body through stress of doing something that the body is not supposed to do or not used to doing. At those times, there are transmitters in your brain which tell you to eat stuff which will give you comfort, which will give you happiness. And what do you eat? You eat stuff which is high in carbs, high in fats, because that is what gives you. So it's scientifically. How many people actually take collagen here for healthy skin? Brilliant. Uh, do you think it does anything to your body? Do you think it does anything to your skin? Exactly the point. So I'll tell you scientifically what we figured. And by the way, I'm building this new venture, Gabit, with my wife. She's my co-founder, and I'm loving it. And we met at IIM Calcutta while doing our MBA, so we were batchmates. She joined McKinsey from there. I joined Carney from there. We were consultants for a long time, and then I started building Zomato. She was building her own venture, but eventually we got together to build this one. And we realized that if you just eat collagen, it doesn't get absorbed in your body. And by the way, you don't even need to eat collagen. You know what is the best way to actually build collagen in the body? You guys know a lot. How do you know all of this? Workout. Scientifically, if you work out, if you give your body start and stop stress while working out, like HIIT and that kind of stuff, your body is capable of building enough and breaking enough collagen that your body needs. So when people work out, you can actually see that they have much healthier skin than people who don't work out. Every age. Just that you have to work harder as you age. That's the only thing. Because after 20, you've triggered everything possible that's going to happen to you at 50 to 80. You've already triggered that. Whether it's a potential heart disease, whether it's a potential any disease that you can happen in the future, it's already started at the age of 20. So you need to take care of yourself that early, but we don't understand this usually. And we do this when something goes wrong. But yeah, that's what it is. So, and this blew my mind that these four pillars are so interconnected. When I looked at companies around us, they were all very isolated. So, Aura, how many people know Aura here? Okay. So Aura, for example, is a smart ring company. They are the OGs. They started in 2014, just focusing on sleep. And of course, women's health now, but just focusing on sleep. And there were some companies focused on nutrition, some focusing on fitness. Calm is an app which focuses just on meditation. And I was like, how does this make sense? If for every goal you need all these four pillars, then just solving for one pillar doesn't make that much impact. So we said we will do all of this together. So that was one thing that we decided. It was audacious, it was big, but I think it was the right thing to do. And second, we realized that unlike bad habits, which is like alcohol, coffee, which give you a kick right away, like you feel great and you keep doing it, good habits have a long lead time to impact. And you basically say why, and by the way, eating better food, when I say better food, I mean healthier food, working out, is all putting yourself through pain. It is pain. So you're putting yourself through pain, but for 3-6 months, you're not seeing any change. Why would you do that? It's completely against human psychology. Humans are lazy. We want everything done in the least possible effort with the maximum impact, period. So it doesn't make sense. So we said, how do we build this feedback? So then we realized that tracking your health markers is very important because that gives you real-time feedback as to what's happening. And we also realized that if you don't measure something, you can't improve it. There's no chance you can improve it. You just have a subjective feeling. Like, for example, what is collagen doing to our skin? We have no idea. We have no idea, but we just keep taking it, keep listening to people and doing it. But I think you need to, if you have to have conviction, you need to measure it. And that's why we are very big on health tracking. So we help on Gabit track health markers, all sorts of health markers now. So we built this smart ring, which you see in my hand. We launched this in January last year. And it tracks your heart rate variability, sleep, stress, fitness, your workouts, calories out, VO2 max. How many people know VO2 max? That's also surprising. Usually there are no hands in the room that go up. VO2 max is the single most metric correlated to longevity. If your VO2 max is, so VO2 max goes down after 20, 25 years. Every 5, 10 years of your life will go down. But if you can maintain it, it is nothing but the, I'll tell you what it is. It is nothing but the maximum amount of oxygen that you can process through your body while working out. That's it. That is it. And it is measured, so for example, it's actually milliliter per kg per minute. That's the unit. So this is the amount of oxygen you can maximum take in. So when you do a strenuous workout, you push yourself continuously, you can measure it. And every 5 points increase in VO2 max is 2 to 3 years of increased lifespan. You will live longer by that many years. Almost proven scientifically. So it's very interesting. But we don't even know about it. We don't even measure it. So we bolted on that also on the ring. We're the only wearable which actually helps you measure it. In fact, if you wanted to measure it right now, you could do it right now in 10 minutes. I don't have that many rings, but I wish I had that many rings. But yeah, you should do that. And then we said, we've bolted on fitness, we bolted on sleep, we bolted on stress, but we also bolted on nutrition on top of it. So we said we will bolt on all 4 pillars onto this ring because that's important for someone's health. So this is the only ring which does all these 4 pillars. So we said, how do you bolt on nutrition? You have to help people track their calories in. And then if you wear this, you get your calories out for 24 hours. So you actually, this is the only wearable which gives you a calorie deficit or a surplus in a day. That did you take in more or you spent more today, which no other wearable does today. And to make it easy, again, human psychology people don't want to text. How many people log their food here? Mentally? How do you do that mentally? How do you and how many calories is a burger? What do you think? That's the problem. एक ही तो burger था. क्या फर्क पड़ता है? If you don't measure, you don't know. But a burger is like whatever, 500, 600, 700 calories depending on what you're doing. Sorry? Because it's just difficult. And then how many people take images to log their food? Have they tried that? No? So we said, yeah, I said none of this works. We said none of this works. So we used AI because AI is here. So we used AI to build something which is just based on speech. So you speak to the app. So I log my food at the end of the day saying 3 scrambled eggs for breakfast, 1 chicken salad for dinner, and it logs my food. Calories in, done. That's it. So made it easy. Try to make it easy. Yeah, so I think that's what we're building. So that's just the ring, but we also got a smart scale for body composition tracking. Then we got glucose monitoring, so continuous glucose monitoring. How many people know about that? Yeah, so most people know about it. So and then we also have blood work on the platform, so you can actually get your blood work done. So and then what we've done is you have all this health tracking on one platform, and then we put AI on top of it. So now, for example, we have a AI coach called Pep, which talks to you when you take the ring. It can talk to you. It can tell you anything about any metric. How are you doing on those metrics? You can ask very smart questions like, is there any correlation between my sleep and my fitness? It'll give you a very smart answer, which most doctors can't give you. So I think that's how we are leveraging it today. But we don't stop there. We also have coaches. So if you need a health goal to be solved, then you have coaches who help you with those goals. They do take online fitness sessions for you. They make nutrition plans for you, all through tech and people, but personalized. And then we also have products. So we said, build a platform, one-stop platform where you get everything related to health and use tech, tracking, products and services to solve that. So we also solve for healthy skin as a goal. And we took 2 years to build a skincare range which solves every skin concern and skin type. And just because we took a lot of pain to build high-quality products, they're doing really well. So that's what we do as a platform. That's what Gabit is about. We're very early in our journey. We basically launched in January last year, but some of our products, our skin products and our ring has done phenomenally well because we just took a lot of time to build good quality stuff. And just last month, we actually launched our ring in the US and the Middle East as well to directly play in the global market and compete with the likes of Aura and Whoop in their markets. So that's my journey till now. Personally, I have a daughter. She's 13 years old, much wiser than me and my wife as well. So we are very, very blessed. Yeah. So that's all from me. I'm happy to answer anything on your mind or talk about any topic on your mind. Sorry, I didn't get your name. Namrit. Hmm. So yeah, I'm still on my journey. So I'm not perfect. I have my own sins, but um, the fourth pillar is stress. The worst thing to your body is the cortisol, which long term stress keeps in your body. So you have to realize that. So if anything is adding to stress, is actually make like doing more harm than actually good. So you used a very good word called mindful. I'm very mindful of what I eat. That's the right state to be in. I'm not stressed about what I eat versus I'm mindful of what I eat is good. And at times, if you want something which gives you happiness, just go for it. So don't stress about it. See where, and you know what happens. My journey has been that, of course, I used to love sweets and I used to eat a lot, and that was happiness for me. And I thought if I give that up, I'll give up happiness. Today, that's sadness for me. If I eat that, I don't like it. So you have to, but let yourself get to that state rather than forcing yourself. And second thing I tell people is, please don't go to extremes. We listen to someone, whatever God is, we say, from tomorrow I will just from eating sweet like 3 times a day, I will stop zero. It doesn't work like that. In 2 weeks time you'll regret it and you'll be back to 3 a day. So what I tell people is, try to follow or pick up a behavior which you think, first reflect and tell yourself which you think you can actually follow for life. So now I try to pick up new things which I think I can do for life. If I can't, if it's that hard, then I will not pick it up. It's a waste of time, it's waste of energy, it's too much stress, so I don't do that. Yeah. Hi. So so mindfulness is what we do. So mental well-being is that. So it's a very important part of what we do. I call it stress because people understand it, but the positive side is mindfulness. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. So you're right. So mindfulness. So for example, even in the ring, if you're, let's say, again I'll say stressed, if you're high stress, it sends you a nice video to become mindful in the next 2 minutes. Yeah, yeah. So it's and now we're actually building something which will be even cooler. So we'll have a full repertoire of things that we can send you if you're actually stressed. And the good thing is this is 24 hours tracking your heart health. Like the aim is, so we've now got uh, uh, so we built a scientific advisory council for people from Harvard, Oxford, and Ames. And what we're working on now is to actually see if we can predict if people could fall sick tomorrow, and we tell them today, so that they can prevent falling sick tomorrow. Or we could tell people that in 12 to 14 to 18 months time, you might have a risk of a heart disease. So please see a cardiologist today. It's very much possible. Like this is 24 hours my heart performance on me. I can look at three of your metrics on a Gabit app right now and tell you whether you're in good health or not. I'm not a doctor. I've never learned medicine, but it's very straightforward. Sure. No, people ask me a question. By the way, you asked me a question in a roundabout way. People ask me directly that what is this? First you gave us that food and now you're giving us health. But I must tell you that I order from Zomato twice a day, every day. I'm not this. There is a segment called healthy food as a segment. Yes. And by the way, I don't. Yeah, you should. But I'm telling you one thing. I'm not kidding. I don't even go to that segment. But I order my food every day from Zomato, like two times. I eat in office. I'll tell you why. Because my lunch is at 1 and my dinner is at 5:30. I don't eat at home. Food comes, but I order most of the time. But I order stuff that I know my body needs and I want. So I think it's again there are a lot of things around us. There are gyms around us. There is Zomato. There are so many things. What you do with it is up to you. True story. Find places which don't do these things. They are there. I'm telling you, like they I'm sure you go out and eat as well. You like some places to go out and eat? You trust some places to go out and eat? Order from them. Places exist. You need to make the effort to find them. If you don't believe in the others, you will find. So I think, see, everything evolves over a period of time. I can tell you where we were 5 years back, like 7 years back when we were building Zomato. We started food delivery. You know what happened? People laughed at us. They said, "You guys are fools. You're telling us that somebody in India would download an app 7 years back, 2014, 15, whatever. Now 10 years back, actually. Sorry. I haven't moved beyond the 7 I used to think. And somebody will download an app. At that time, how did we order from restaurants? Call. Like 2, 3 restaurants that you knew, right? And you will download an app, you'll order food worth 200, 300 rupees. We will deliver this in real time, single delivery, and we will make money out of it. People said, "You're fools. Impossible." We fought against that norm for 5, 7 years to get to where we are today. So at that time, there was nothing. And today, I'm actually amazed at some restaurants sending such good packaging, sustainable packaging. It is changing. We just need to make sure that one, as we all have a role to play, by the way, everything comes at a cost. So as consumers, we should be able to also like be able to afford that kind of stuff and pay for it. But at the end of the day, a lot of restaurants today are actually doing that, and it's a stage of evolution. And I think in this larger ecosystem, what I've realized is I'm always able to find what I want and I can trust. So that's what helps. Hi. How? So 35 kgs is what age? Sorry, not when you were a kid. Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Got it. Hmm.
that mindset, I have a question. I'm super intrigued by the whole aspect of mapping how much I've done in my workout. So mapping how much I need to go ahead in my running, right? And I have one thing that holds me back every time. It's the EMF, right? That all these gadgets are getting off because it's on us constantly. So my question to you is, how do you offset? I mean, you yourself said you wear it 24/7.
Yeah, I don't take it off.
Exactly.
In fact, sometimes I have two of them because I'm testing
So I'm
something new.
asking
Yeah.
you to like throw a little light on that and understanding for me as somebody who's very interested in looking at mapping these things.
Got it. Do you use a phone?
Yes, I know it. I know it has EMF.
So I'm saying,
Put it away
yeah.
far
So
away from me.
yeah. So I understand. So you understand. So this, for example, doesn't even have a screen. It's got like two sensors, two LEDs, the lowest wavelength LED that you could ever find. And this is EMF safe by European standards, by American standards, by Indian standards. I think so. I can tell you that this is the safest thing on you right now. On me, I don't have my phone right now, but otherwise, this is the safest thing on me right now. So that's how we built it, and I think it's safe. Again, too much stress is just not helpful. I think the stress of wearing it might impact you more than actually wearing it. So, and I think we are unfortunately surrounded by a lot of these things today. But I realized one thing that, and which you already said. So, for example, like I don't know how. So, by the way, being sedentary is a disease. Yeah, if you just like sit most of the day, like it's a disease. And by the way, by just the exterior of how we look exterior, we don't know how fit somebody is. You don't know. So unless you measure internally how it's working, you don't know what state we are in. Just to be very clear. And exercising is scientifically proven to be the one thing which really gets you to live longer and better. Period. Like no amount of supplements, no amount of anything can substitute what exercising or moving can do. For example, uh, just after every 30, 40 minutes in a day, just walking for 4, 5 minutes. So what I do is in office, I have to speak to someone after every 30 minutes rather than sending them a Slack message. I just go talk to them. I just build this habit. It is really powerful. Like it is more powerful than walking 30 minutes straight off in the morning every day. Just spurts of start and stop for the body. The body is designed to move. So that can, by the way, so all these negative effects around us, that alone can negate everything. Like your energy goes up, you feel so much better. So yeah, you've gone through that journey. So don't stress about these things too much. If you find like there's many more things which can be more harmful, this is built in a very safe fashion and make the most of it. That's what I would say. Sure.
Just like to bring it back to innovation, reinvention, after staying ahead. Is there a question not related to your personal health journey?
Yeah, so we can talk about health and we can talk about building missions, both. So please, yeah. But if you're not healthy, you can't build a mission. So, and that's what I realized. I used to think that sleeping less is being a superhero, and that's how it builds the most of Zomato, by the way. And I used to think that everything else is more important than myself. But then I realized if I'm not healthy, I'm not available to my daughter, my wife, my work, my mission. So today, one thing I don't compromise, two things I don't compromise on is 7.5 to 8 hours of my sleep. Yesterday, also before coming here, I slept for 8 hours. And workout in the morning, 7 to 9, workout in tennis, whatever it is. These two things are non-negotiable. Everything else is negotiable. Okay, sorry. You had a question. Can I get a bottle of water? Thanks.
Hi, Gaurav.
Hi.
I have a question not related to health in general, but
Thank you, sir.
I'm coming from a field where I'm working for people with disabilities.
Hmm.
And I know Zomato has done a good amount of work in this area.
Mhm.
How is your Gabit addressing that inclusion?
So again, Gabit is first of all designed to help you track your health. So even in that state of disability, you can actually track your health well if you want to. So I think from that perspective, we are very well covered. I'll tell you one other thing, and not related to disability necessarily, but for example, we have coaches who take fitness plans and nutrition plans. We realize that people who are more than 55, 60, 65 years of age, they end up just doing yoga or walking. Whereas building muscle mass through strength workout is damn important for them. But like my parents didn't know what to do. Like what is a strength workout that they can do so they don't injure themselves. So we have specialist trainers and we call this program Young at Heart, where they actually go through 3 sessions of strength and functional workout online with our trainers. And I've seen a tremendous change in my parents going through that for that matter. So I think we try to address whatever we can, because the other thing that we've done is till now these smart rings were available for in India for like 35,000. Like how do you make health accessible at that price point? Like how many people can buy a smart ring for 35,000, right? But we said, what can we do to make it affordable? And I come from an era where a 400 rupee order is a big thing for me, right? So we made this ring. This is the most aspirational, high quality ring ever built, and the price point is 13,000. So we made it more accessible, right? So I think from our perspective, even our skincare range, for example, if you look at our products, we recently got called out by like really amazing neutral influencers having 8 to 10 million followers, and they actually did a video saying top 5 sunscreens in India, and number one was Gavit, and he couldn't find anything wrong with it. Just because we took 2 years to build it, but the price point is very affordable. They can compete with a $100 product in the US, but actually they come for 500 rupees. So our idea is to make sure that we build good quality stuff and make it accessible to people, affordable to people. And I think it's a journey. So as we come across these instances, we'll actually improve and make it more inclusive.
Just one suggestion, because
Sure.
people with disabilities have very different needs and health. So maybe if you're looking at saying it's a journey, we can look at that aspect.
Yes, that's a very interesting thought, and thanks for putting that forward. So we'll do one question on health and one question on building, so that everybody's happy here. Okay?
I know. So you're obviously with a very successful business in Zomato, and now you're on another journey with Gavin, which I'm sure will be equally successful. If you look at both the journeys, do you see any similarities, and what are the differences?
Very interesting question, and I consciously noticed that about myself, and I was very curious that when I go back to building from scratch, unlocking the office door again, getting the first employee in, how will it be? Like coming from running a company which had 5,000, 10,000 people, that kind of scale, how will it be? But you know what? My day hasn't changed at all. It like I'm still solving 10 problems every day. I'm still doing that. I still operate pretty much the same way that I was doing earlier. So not much has changed. In fact, what I like about, so I'll give you an example. So when I used to work with the larger Zomato team, we always had this philosophy that we will try to do as much directly as we can with the team, right? Because if I have to send a message across to, let's say, somebody in the team on the ground, if you have 3 4 layers of that message going across, we know what happens. So I used to do a Zoom call with a team of 1,500 people every week. And there was no agenda. I used to just say, how are you? That was how we used to start the meeting, talk about anything and everything, and get to some points in half an hour and done. And any important message that I used to send to people, I used to do it on Slack, like directly. So if there's a new release supposed to happen, there's something needs to be changed. Rather than telling our, let's say, city heads or area heads and all of that, I used to tell them directly, because there was so much power in it. Now, for example, if I have a team of like 60 people, I can do it on the floor like this. I don't need to use Slack or Zoom for that. So I love that. But I know that's a function of a smaller team. But the essence remains the same, that I want to talk to you directly. And today, technology enables you to do that. So one thing I've realized, which is important when we do all of this, is that as a founder, you will always be solving for 100 issues in a month, 10 issues in a day. But when you're solving for that one issue, believe and assume that there's only one issue that you're solving for. Sometimes we get distracted, or we are short of time, and we get distracted by something else that's going on when we're solving something else, and then I've seen we actually take the wrong calls. So be present, be mindful. Somebody said very interestingly, I used to think, what does meditation, what does mindfulness mean? And somebody put it very, very beautifully for me, which I heard like a month back. They said, just noticing properly is all of that. That's it. So I think I would just encourage you to do that. If you're actually building something, that just be present in what you're doing, and you will go through the same thing. There will be 100 things to solve in everything, whether it's small or big. I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I am Rupa. I'm
Hi.
on my own journey of from being a journalist editor to becoming a media entrepreneur. And my colleague here, we both are on a similar journey. My question is very connected to what very when you were last answer. That how do you keep your team inspired and how do you retain talent when you don't have enough money to give them big salaries? What do you really do?
Even if you have money to give big salaries, you cannot retain people that you want to.
How do you keep them inspired?
So, yeah, first of all, keep money out of the equation and keep titles out of the equation. In Gabit today, uh, every person on the team on their contract says it's a tech ninja. My engineering head and the fresher who joined yesterday, they all call the same on contract, right? Because people get to be like, people should feel amazing about themselves based on the impact that they deliver. Period. So money is important. Don't get me wrong, but money can never be a point of hiring someone or retaining anyone. Never. And I'll tell you how I try to solve for this. And by the way, people ask me what is the biggest challenge in building Zomato, what is the biggest challenge in building Gabit? This is the biggest challenge, always. Getting enough great people to build the mission for you or with you. And what I try to, if I'm meeting someone to get them on the team, the only thing I'm trying to answer in my head as much as I can is, will this person, when they come on this side, build this mission like their own, as if it was their own? Because this is human behavior. As soon as this is your own, your how you spend, how you decide, how you move, how do you look at any customer issue completely changes versus the job. Completely changes. So I want people who can do this like their own.
How do you build that sense of ownership is what
You don't build that. So you have to find that sense of ownership, and that person has to find it for themselves. And it is very difficult, but it is rare. But that is what you're looking for. And there are people. I've in Zomato we had people like that. In Gabit, as early as this, we have people like that, because that is what my focus is. I want people who can build this like their own. So getting, for example, ex-founders of teams is good to have, because they've gone through this journey. They know what own means. They know what it means when it hurts, when it's not your own, right? So I think those kind of things, but you have to really test it. And the other thing I would say is, you have to see whether that person believes in that mission or not. Literally, this is a good thing to do. We're building good things. I relate to something like this. Like first, like if on my team somebody doesn't relate to health that much, it'll be very difficult for them to get inspired by the mission. And some people have this in them to build it like their own, but they take time to get associated with their mission. That's also a good sign. But some people just do it like, I'm here for these many hours, I will do it, I'll get out. And an extended version of that, let's say. You won't see it, but it'll be like that from the inside. You have to figure that out. And the day you figure that out, you actually have a very honest conversation with that person. That if you can build this like a mission of your own, literally, then be here. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. You will not be able to do your life's work. This work will not be as good. So what's the point? So I think you have to just strive for that. And the other thing I tell people is, we underestimate ourselves, because for 30, 40, 50 years, as much as old we are, that is the only thing we've done. We've talked to people. Like if you do that for so many years, you should be damn good at it. It takes 15 minutes to actually know a person, to be honest. We just fool ourselves by saying, how do you get to know about a person in like interview session? And 2 days of work together, you know the person. But you have to be honest to be able to see deeply about that relationship with that mission and call it out. Sometimes we just like, person is really capable. Let's say, okay, I'll give you an example. The person is really capable. Like the best growth manager you could ever find analytically. But the guy is not associated with the mission. So capability and attitude. Always pick attitude. I've tested this multiple times. I tested this even like 3 months back. I had such a tough, after doing all of this, I had such a tough call of saying, should I select capability over attitude or attitude over capability? I said, I'll give it another shot because the capability is too high here. I failed. So attitude for me always trumps capability. And that's what I look for. Hi.
The first is that we've been hearing a lot of unexpected lung deaths, especially in men, and perhaps due to heart rate issues. So, what is the reason for that? And the second question is that regarding your does that reverse the situation, or you come to know that you're on a very high radar of a heart attack?
So I'll answer the second one first, and then I'll come to the first one. This in the second one, we're still trying to build it, and I'm very confident that we'll actually be able to give at least early warning signals for you to deep dive further if there's an issue. That is very doable because this is actually literally 24 hours data about your heart, how it's performing, like while you're sleeping, while you're actually resting, what's happening, resting heart rate, everything. So I think that is doable. How it helps you reverse is the platform itself helps you do better on fitness, nutrition, sleep, and stress through coaches or through tracking. So it helps you, it empowers you to change yourself. But at the end of the day, you have to change yourself. Like nobody can do it for you. Even if you wear this and you disregard this, it doesn't matter. So I think there is enough tracking technology, AI, coaches, help available in tech and people for you to improve through a platform like that. And there's very good knowledge. So we've actually worked with like the best nutrition coaches in the country and the best fitness coaches in the country. Like Shivoham, who's the best fitness coach in the country, he's designed the entire thing on the app. Ryan has been associated with it. So we've done that. But you have to do the step. On the first one, I'm not a doctor. I'm actually no one to tell you what exactly is happening in those cases. But I can tell you one thing which I think is very important. You have to just working out every day also doesn't tell you that you're fit. Right? So our bodies are all different. And that's what I love about something like this. We all talk about personalized experiences, right? Like as a customer, you always want everything personalized to you. Like even a scale company at Zomato's level should give you something personalized. And that's what I love about Gabbit. This data that comes to you is your data. It's hyper personalized. And we just act based on this for you through the ring. So I think there can be nothing better. And that's why I say track yourself. What sees on the outside might not be true. Track yourself. Like getting a blood test done every 6 months is a good habit. It's a Gabbit. So please pick that up. Tracking your markers, resting heart rate, VO2 max, heart rate variability. These are important things. Sleep. Sleep is very important. Like I don't know how many people understand how sleep is beneficial. Do you understand all sleep stages as well? What each sleep stage do? Imagine if you're not having each of these things, you will start losing memory. You will not have enough recovery. Sleep is that important. Like 2 hours of deep sleep, 2 hours of REM sleep is very important. And maybe we are missing that. I don't know what's happening in those cases. So I think each of these pillars are damn important. And for you to just be aware of where you are. And again, we talked about stress. Don't be stressed about that number. Be hopeful about the trend you can achieve. So if you have something today, take it. It might be 5 to 10% off. It doesn't matter. But try to improve it over a period of time. But at least start tracking yourself. So don't wait for the doctor to tell you with your blood report 10 years from now saying this is screwed up. Like you can start today because technology has become very easy. Like, look at this small ring on my hand. We're all used to wearing rings. 10 days battery life. Mine works for 10 days. You don't have to charge it for 10 days. Unlike watches which you charge every day. So UX is so easy. Why won't you? And it's safe. Sorry, yeah. So there's an app on the phone and the app talks to you. Yeah. So yeah, it's everything on the phone. Yes. Yeah. It has to be both. If I'm building a business, it has to be both. If I don't love something, I will not build it because I can't build it. Like if you don't love something, because it's such a tough journey. Like I always tell this, being a founder is the best thing you can do to yourself and the worst thing you can do to yourself. Literally. Like you have to be crazy to say, I want to do this. Whereas there is such an easy life outside of it, honestly. And I did it, and we like, I literally, like, Zomato was such a great story for us, and we went through difficult times with Zomato. It looks great right now, but we went through very difficult times of building Zomato. It was crazy. We did our IPO in COVID. I did all the road shows on Zoom. We were not even a profitable company at that time. We took that bet because we believed in the business and how it was shaping, and it did well, right? But I think so. You have to really love something if you want to build it. And I think we should never build just because it seems like the right thing to do. Others are doing it. FOMO, all of that is really, really bad reasons to start something so dramatic. So I, after Zomato, I picked on health as an area. It's a very, very difficult area. Like, I should have been a psychology major, PhD, to build something in health. Yeah, it's not. I didn't see it like that, but a lot of people have told me like that. I didn't see it like that. And we all have our own perspectives. Nothing is right or wrong. Yeah, I know. And so I was saying, yeah, you have to love something, but then when you love something, you also have to ask yourself, how do you build this in the most, in the best possible manner? For example, for me, health was a mission. So I was very clear, this is a beautiful mission. This is like there is no better thing you can do, like giving more healthy years to people's life. There is no better thing you can do. Today, when I see this ring on anybody's hand, it's a founder's delight. But more than that, I know I'm improving their health. They thank me. Their families are using our product. So I think I've never experienced this before. But then I realized what will make it successful. And I realized that you have to, I think we were solving for health in a wrong fashion till now. Again, telling people to take plans, pay money, and go through pain. Not even realizing whether you need it, how you need it. But like using this becomes so much more easier. You start on your journey so much more easier. Any journey that you want to get on. So I think you have to find the right hook and the right way to scale it. And again, it's very clear. Like $350 price point is very, very prohibitive for anyone to try something or start on a journey. So you have to make it more affordable. But then it's a lot of effort to do that. It was not easy to get into that. And everybody asked me, like, what is the success factor for Zomato? Why will Gabby do well? I'll tell you just one thing, which is relentless execution. That is the only mode. An idea doesn't have any mode. Like, if I'm doing well on this, 100 people will launch a ring very soon. I have to compete with those 100 people. If the idea is good, it'll get copied in no time, which is a good sign. If the idea is bad, you're screwed in any case. Like, it doesn't matter. So you have to really love it and you have to execute the hell out of it. Like, when we started food delivery, we were the last ones to start. Last ones to start. And for the first 2 years, we did not deliver the food ourselves. Restaurant used to deliver it. And we used to tell everyone, we used to write blogs saying, we don't deliver it ourselves because that is not a profitable way of doing this business. Everybody else around us is doing it the wrong way. They're fools. After 2 years, we realized we were fools. That's the blog we posted that we were fools, sorry. And we changed it. But by that time, our competition in Swiggy was like 3-4 times our size. 3-4 times our size. They had a 4-year lead on us. But the only thing that got us back was just execution, nothing else. We said we have to try, we have to make it work. So the idea means nothing. There's nothing in food delivery as an idea. You pick up food and deliver somewhere. You can't differentiate too much besides experience and customer service. But then you have to execute on those fronts.
So my question is not about health. My question to you is, how do you think branding and marketing really helps a founder create a brand? You have a product and you said many people might try to copy this and it's already there in the international market. So it's an inspiration, you're also executing the same thing. And likewise, in the entire ecosystem, everybody is emulating everybody. So it's not a imitation. My question is, how will you credit the success to branding and marketing to your startup? How do you feel that is a game changer for your company? Because at the end of the day, this product needs that kind of celebrity endorsements or stores or whatever it may be in terms of building that sort of brand. How do you feel that power compares to the actual product? Because when you're talking so passionately about your product and what you're trying to achieve with the international or not international, what you will try to do with the influencers or celebrity to make it viral, how will it compare does it create any sort of, I mean, I'm not able to articulate very well. I'm just trying to say you have a mission, but
Yeah,
how will the
I
world accept it?
I'll try to answer and you tell me if I got it right. So, why are you listening to me right now?
Because I'm inspired by what you created, what you built over the time. So I'm inspired.
And the fact that I'm able to communicate that to you,
Yeah.
like the nuances of it,
Correct.
right?
Somebody else could be there, but I'm not interested in listening to them. I'm interested in listening to you.
That's great. Thank you. I really appreciate that. No, honestly. And what I'm trying to say is that a great product and great storytelling leads to a great outcome. Any one of them will fall flat. You have a great product, but you can't tell this. You can't tell the story about it. And by a story, I mean authentic storytelling, but very engaging storytelling. If you don't do that, it'll fall flat. And if you have a bad product and you have like you won't have an authentic storytelling, but you have great storytelling, let's say, that'll also fall flat after 3 months, 6 months down the line. Already happening for some other products in the market like this. So you have to build really aspirational, good quality products. And you have to make sure that you're able to communicate that to customers at scale. Yeah. So I'll give you a few examples in Gabit itself. So we said we'll make it affordable, but it has to be aspirational. There is no way people will pick it up. Yeah, you won't pick it up if it doesn't work for you. So we said we want to board all 4 pillars of health onto it. We took 3 years, to your point of you do it mentally. We took 3 years to build a database, nutrition database for India. When I started, I couldn't find a database I could leverage of Indian food with macros, micros completely accurately done. Because if you want to log food, you need to accurately know how your calories are in. So we took 3 years to build that. That's a lot of effort to build that, but we're very clear that this pillar is damn important to build. We said, what is the biggest pain point that people have when they use wearables? Do the people use what? I didn't ask. What wearables do you use? How many people use a smartwatch here? Apple mostly. Yeah. Fitbit. Okay. Anybody using a smart ring here? Okay. So you time to upgrade now. And this was again storytelling. In a very smart way, I just told her, and she'll now go back and think, should I really upgrade? I use the word upgrade for a reason. Yeah, I didn't even say it's a better product or anything like that. And the way you say it, so that's storytelling. And so we did that. Then we said the biggest pain point that people have is charging it every day. People just drop off. If I have to charge something every day, I use my phone because it's a necessity. Otherwise, I hate using my phone because I have to charge it every day. Right? So we said, what can we do? So Aura has a 5-day battery life. We're the only ones with, we say 7, we don't even say 10, by the way. That's also, we under promise, over deliver. Mine works for 10 days, double of what Aura does. And people are amazed as to how we're able to do it in the same size. So that was a very interesting thing we realized. Then we said, okay, let's make it easy for people. So we actually launched an AI health coach for people, saying people don't understand metrics. People said, I don't understand VO2 max, I don't understand HRV, what do I do with it? So we said, I can't have my coaches talk to millions of people. So we said, AI helps you personalize at scale today. So we built a coach who can talk to you, much smarter than most of my coaches can, to be honest, at some point. So we put a lot of effort in just building a great product. Right? And then now everybody, last 4-5 months, everybody possible in the country has reviewed our product and said, this is great on all these fronts. And it is almost half the price. Why would you buy anything else? Now, just that statement just makes it viral. But it came on the back of a great product. But then these people had to take notice of it. Right? So I think it works in tandem. So you have to do that. So, for example, today AI allows you to do this at scale. Like, I love this product because hyper-personalized. We are building a new feature where now going forward, you will have recommendations coming to you. Totally personalized. Right? And I think it'll be so powerful because based on your data. But that is also very personalized storytelling for your health. And you will continue to use the product for that. So it has to be a great product, but it has to also be great storytelling. And the last thing I would say on this front is when you build a great product, make it easy for customers. Because I'm telling you, like everybody is lazy, minimum effort, maximum impact. So 10-day battery life, AI health coach is all making it easy. And and useful for people. I hope you continue to listen to us. Hi.
Curious, we've been in the consumer space for so long, primarily been on the services side. Now you segued into skincare as I heard. So why did you segue into a product line and how's the business there from a consumer perspective? And where do you see the nuances in terms of how the services and product come into play as you're building it?
Sure. So one of my learnings from Zomato was that we were predominantly a services business, and I realized that products have a very important role to play in a business. One, products, of course, when you're building a business, is very good gross margin to add to a business to make it more sustainable. But more importantly, products have a very high affinity with consumers because you have a physical touch. So that's why, for example, our Smart Ring is a product. For healthy skin, we have the skincare product. So we were very clear that if we want to drive great impact with customers on their health, and we want to build a stronger connect and a stronger business model, product and services have to be part of it. From the beginning, we've designed Gabit, and that's why we took 2 years to build everything before we launched anything. That we said we will be an organization which will have a DNA to do services and product, and I think that's really helped us. So yeah, it was a very conscious call. Learning has been that anything is possible. Like I hadn't built a hardware and software product ever, and it's not an easy product to build. Like it's got just two sensors, a lot of algos, a lot of things to do. But our learning has been that if you keep at it, you can build anything. So now our team is confident of building anything around this. Even for skincare, we literally took 2 years to build it because we didn't want to put anything bad in it. And I don't know if you realize this about skincare, that we all use it for what the actives are, what it can do for you. But I think we buy all skincare products based on the feel, how it feels, right? Sensory feel. But I don't know if you know, but most of the sensory feel in skincare products comes from bad stuff. Yes. So we said we wanted the same sensory feel because nobody would buy it otherwise. But we said we will only put good stuff for that. And most formulators put up their hand saying that's not possible. It's not been done before. And thanks to my wife, she has a superpower of saying no. Just no. If she doesn't like it, she'll say no. So for 2 years, she kept saying no on those 10 products. And finally, we got some international formulators involved. Then we researched a lot. We built a team internally to actually help people. So we helped formulators get to that point. And finally, we got to where we want to. So I think building products is difficult. But my only suggestion would be, please don't pick up off the shelf and rebrand and start selling it. That's not a great product. Like, put the effort, go it slow, at least till the time you build the product. But once you built it, it should be like people use it and they should just love it. There'll still be issues, but yeah, that's the other thing I say, like keep listening to consumers. So I make it a point that most people in my team, by the way, even today and even going forward, any customer issue that comes, I'm on that channel where the customer issue comes because I read through everything because that is my ears to the ground. I get to know a lot and we've improved our stuff so much because of that. It's not funny. I'll give you an example, and not just on the issue side, but on the benefits as well. So people suddenly, there's one request that came, I think this was 8 months back. Somebody said they want to gift a product. It came on one of these channels and I picked it up. I said, but then the logical answer was to build a gifting flow. If somebody wants to gift a product, you build a gifting flow. You can gift the product, your name will go to the person, a message will go to the person. And most founders will stop at that. कि हाँ gifting करना है, gifting flow बना लेते हैं. Who wants to gift it to whom? And I realized so the first request that came was there were some kids living in New York, their parents were in India, and they wanted to gift it to their parents to see whether they're still healthy or not, what's happening to their sleep, how is their health. So I said the gifting flow will not help. Then how will they send screenshots to them? And why would a parent send a screenshot to their daughter saying I'm not sleeping well? होगा ही नहीं. So then we built a gifting flow with a feature which only we have now, and I don't know why others haven't built it. It's not difficult to build. I think it's just about the thought. One click, user consent-based data sharing. So your loved ones can share data with you. Your app starts seeing their data seamlessly. So now doctors are using it for pre and post of interventions. Fitness coaches are using it with their customers. And that was just an intuitive thing to do. So that's why listen to customers, but go deep. Be mindful of who is asking for what. And it was a game changer for us. And Gabbard Smart Range just gets gifted so much just because of that reason now, I think. Because people know about that feature.
Do you want to say that I give my parents
Yes.
away?
Yes.
I can see, I can also
On your app right now. Yes. Yeah. And it's not, it took us some time to build, it's not difficult to build. I think it's just a thought. That's what shares. You have to listen to consumers and you have to stay on the, like you have to stay close to the ground, whatever way it works.
amazing your service in our products.
Yeah?
How do you do that? So like, for
By
service,
sleeping 7 hours a day.
like product is, and you also do the manufacturing part or just
So we have partners. Yeah.
partnering?
Yeah. But everything, like all the R&D, all the development for everything, from a highly tech product like a smart ring to, of course, a high quality formulation like skincare, we all do it ourselves.
You are not partnering with people who already do skin business and
No. And this is everything ours. Everything is our brand. We're not a marketplace. We do everything ourselves. Because that's the only way I can drive quality. And that's also very important. Um, Zomato need not have done all the delivery through all the delivery partners themselves, but just because we wanted good quality service, we had to do it. We just couldn't find anybody who could do it for us. Even till today. Those are the best fleas in the country. Hi. How does your product compare to competitor
So,
besides pricing?
even if you were giving like 10 benefits to them and their benefits maybe 8, their position unspecified, they have 8 benefits. But still, if the pricing is like X minus 40 and you are at X minus 30, you will be pushed to give them that X minus 40% also. But where to know that where you need to stop and when to stop?
I understood the question. I'm just trying to understand the context a little bit. So there are two different contexts. I'll play it out. One is, let's assume the products are very comparable in quality and impact. The other is your one product is superior to the other one. The answers for both of them are very different, right? For the first one, where it's comparable, you have to play it out very strategically. For example, deep discounting is never possible in the longer term. Like food delivery was the hottest space where we were actually at some point in time investing so much money, both of us, for building that market. It was crazy. But we knew that it is for a few finite months or years, it cannot go on for long. And here we are today. So you have to see what is that time frame, and what is important in that time frame when you're building a company and competing is you have to not necessarily win every day, but you have to keep playing the game. You can't be out of the game. Some days you will win, sometimes they will win, but you have to keep playing the game. And you have to very steadily think, okay, if I want that customer and we're very like-minded products, how much can I go to which is sustainable for my business for the longer term and I can still survive? And what they're doing today, can they survive for the longer term or not? Or it's a very short-term thing. So you have to strategically really understand your position, their position, and see how much longer can you play this game, right? And my only other suggestion, and which is difficult to do, is build good quality products so you don't even land in this space, because this is a very difficult space to operate in. Like so, and good quality products are very, it's still a rarity. Huh? Good quality products is not common feat. So good execution is still rare. So please start from that from the beginning, because you always have an edge. Customers will end up choosing you in spite of the price point.
I told him and I've seen that my product is really good and I have already with the other product in the market. And that we are always being compared with Chinese products. And we know how the Chinese products are, but now coming since the Trump has put a higher tariff on tariff for everything. So the US customers they are problem to see Indian manufacturers. But still they are expecting the same kind of pricing.
So if you're
Realizing that there is a huge difference in the product, but still they are still expecting the same kind
That will always happen. I told you. Again, lazy, minimum effort, maximum impact. Minimum price, maximum outcome. That's how we think. But you have to believe in your product and play it out. And you have to stick to the ground. Like, for example, when people talk to me, by the way, there are also smart things in the market which are for 3,000 rupees. Right? And people come back to saying, large B2B deals, they will come back and saying that that's our 5,000 is our target and you guys are so expensive. I said, but this is the product. Go see every review possible. Do you want to have a loss of face when you give this to someone and it doesn't work? Is that what you want to do? Then you can actually do that. But there's no way I can get to that price point. So I think you have to put your stake in the ground and say, this is where it stops. And that's a tough part to do, but that's the right thing to do for the longer term. And design your organization, design yourself to be sustainable in that regard. Work with players who actually understand that. Find other ways to establish credibility of your product. For example, I'll tell you, in our case, what we're able to do is we say, use our product. Like, we say, just use our product. And that also, by the way, I don't give products for free to use. I said, you have to pay for it. Because you get something free, you don't value it. Because you're trying it out for, let's say, a large order, I'll give you at a discount, but I will not give it for free. People expect it for free, right? That itself takes them. That's also like, how can he say that I will not give it for free? I say, I will not. Because I know you will not value this product. So I think you have to put your stake in the ground. It's tough, I know. Sometimes it's practical, sometimes impractical, but you have to believe in it and you have to go after it. And if you stay the course, now people know. Now people know this is not possible. And from the beginning, I think it's not a good strategy to discount. Like we do, like on this, we do, the maximum we ever go is give a 10% offer on, let's say, Mother's Day or some like good campaign. People know this. We will not do this to our product because this product is already very aspirationally priced. So this is not a price game we're playing. And it's very tempting sometimes to drive sales or drive growth to do that, but one should resist. And resisting is better in the longer term. But you have to be ready to play the game in the longer term. You can't run out of fuel in the shorter term while playing the longer term game. Okay? Hi.
So I'm just curious to know, as an entrepreneur, when did you realize the timing was right for you to invest in something that not everybody in the room can envision?
Sorry, can you repeat the question? What do you mean? Like,
So when did you, as an individual, realize the timing was right for you to invest in something that not everybody in the room can envision as of now?
so I did something that I did, but I didn't know whether others can envision or not. It was my isolated decision. And during COVID, I realized I want to build in health. Because of what I went through, I said, like, if I can put my skills to doing this to millions of people, like, there is nothing better we can do. Like today, as I told you, like our team just builds so well because they know everything that they do, every line of code that they build, or everything they do is actually adding to somebody's health. So, for example, if we have a bug every day, what I tell my team is today you actually impacted somebody's health adversely. It's not a bug. How can you sleep with that? So I think the elevation is at a very different level of what we're trying to do. And then I, of course, decided the right time because at that time, Zomato is still my baby, will always be. At that time, we're going through COVID. There was so much happening. I was very clear. I'm not even thinking about doing this. But I said at the right time, I will do this. And I think after the IPO, it felt like I was in a good place. Zomato was in a great place. And I wanted to start on this mission. And that's why I started. So I think you have to decide where it feels the best for you to start rather than worrying about what others think about it or not. Doesn't matter. Yeah.
If I ask the wrong question, or maybe I've already answered that. And my question here is, Gambit is a health brand, and Zomato is, on the contrary, it's kind of thing which just gives you a lot of junk. So how does this both work for you? Like, which is your more conscious company and which is fashion company?
I think she can answer that question for me. Yeah, we've discussed this, but I'll answer this. But I'll answer this again. So,
Zomato doesn't force you to eat what you ask for. You eat what you want to eat.
you got that, Mike?
You can say that.
No, please.
I'm saying Zomato is a service provider. It doesn't tell you to eat burger or pizza. You can eat what you want to eat.
I order even today like this. I order 2 times a day. So I think there are many things around us which enable us. I think I get better proteins today because of Zomato. Yeah, the food I can get. I can't even cook it at my home. Like the kind of proteins I need for my recovery, I can't even do it at home. So I think you have to figure out what works for you. There'll be a lot of things around you, but you have to choose what life you want to live, and that's why it's always enabled. It is never, nobody can actually make it work for you. That's how I see it. I think, and I'm loving building both the missions, and I found my new love, and I'm really enjoying what I'm doing because I fundamentally believe that doing this and adding more years to like anybody you want to gift something, there's no better gift of health. There's no better gift that you can give to anyone. Like you give people money in one hand and more years of healthy life in one hand, everybody would choose this. Most people. So I think that's what we're loving to. So Gabit, again, the mission is to enable everyone to live healthier and longer. That's what we want to do. And we want to make sure that people are able to track their health well, understand that, and then we also help them fix it through services and products. That's what we want to do. And in this mission, whatever makes sense, we'll end up doing that.
I have a question. So coming back to the hiring. So sorry for
Hiring.
Hiring. Sorry for starting the list of hiring. But when I go back and I ask the younger people to come in and join us, of course they come with they are very good at what they do. They understand things way better, technology way better than we do. But they come with their own set of issues. Like the first question I'm asked is that what are the working hours? Do we get weekends off? For example, this will not work for my mental health. And I'm being a mom to a teenager, and I really want to tell them, do you even understand the questions that you're asking me? You are 20, early 20 something. I really don't know how to handle. There was a stage where I think I would have spoken to some 30 people, and by the end of the day, when I started to get frustrated, I said, please spare me the horror. I'm happier doing it myself. So I faced a very big challenge. I face a very big challenge building a team like that. But I know that I need these 20-year-olds to do what I want to achieve. So any tips or how have you faced that? I'm sure.
Sure. So there are two different aspects to this problem. Yeah. One is fundamentally you're already differentiating right now, saying I don't know this, they know this. They are young, I'm not. It doesn't work like that. As a founder, you have to believe that you can pick up any role in your organization today and do it. If somebody's not there,
Also, then you can't do 100 things yourself.
why can't you do 100 things yourself? I'm saying you can if you have to. I'm not saying you have to do them.
Yeah.
You have to believe and you have to equip yourself to saying, I will, if I had to build tech for this company, I can do it. Otherwise, they will not even respect you. Even if you get them on board. They will say, इनको तो आता ही नहीं tech. आप मुझे क्या बताओगे कैसे करना है? How would you tackle that question? Today, my team, like so I've done my engineering from IIT Delhi, did IIM Cal, I coded in IIT Delhi, but I haven't coded after that. But today, with my tech team, there's a DSM that happens every morning. I do that DSM every morning to tell them what to do or to work with them to what to do. I solve their problems. But if I start thinking that how can I solve their problem? I don't code. Do you think they will respect me or I can actually guide them to do better? No chance. So I think that's what I'm saying. Being founder is the best thing and the worst thing you do to yourself. So you have to mentally first prepare yourself to say, I know everything or I will learn everything and I can step into anything that I have to do. Only then and you have to have that aptitude, and then only then people start understanding and respecting you, first of all. So first is a big mindset switch, and then it's a journey to get there. Today, like I've told you, I've never built before this a hardware and software product. It's damn difficult to build. But today I can solve any problem that you give me better than like anybody else in our team right now, or work with them on that problem. So that's the first mindset shift you need to do. And especially I think for most of us, technology is a barrier. Everything else we think we can do, technology we can't do. Start measuring people by metabolic age, not by their chronological age, you'll be fine. We play frisbee as a team. I'm the fastest runner in the team at 44. I've got guys at 25. And they look at me, they're like, how do you do this? Every frisbee session, and I want them to keep saying that. If I'm building health, that is respect for them. My engineers are getting better in health because they listen about health. We do so much. So I think you have to lead. Even in frisbee, I have to lead from the front. If I don't play well in frisbee, do you think they have my respect? I'm building a health company. They have my respect because I'm this fit. and I can run that fast at this age. So I think it goes everywhere. So I think you have to believe in yourself first, and then go after it. You'll get there in some form and shape. Mostly, you don't need to know everything. I don't code, but I can solve any of the problems today if I have to, because everything is logical. Everything is first principle. Everything is A plus B. It's very first principle. You ask the right questions, and you will get to the right answer. You just sort of believe that you're asking the right questions. Why, when, what, why not. आप 4 बार why not पूछोगे, अपने आप आंसर निकल के आ जाएगा, and ऐसा लगेगा आपने प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व किया है. So you have to first but believe in that. And the second thing I would say is, everybody has their own perspective of life, and I've come to realize that you have to respect that. Like if I want to spend time building this mission like crazy, that is my perspective. I can't expect you to do that. Maybe you don't feel for it, maybe that's not your life priority, but you have to find people who feel like I feel. But you can't say you are feeling wrong. It doesn't work like that. I've realized this. I also used to think like this a little, like some time back, but then I realized people have their different. There's so much so much going on with people and what they want to do and how their life is. You can't even fathom, because हमें लगता है the way we think, everybody should think like this only. Why not? Subconsciously we think like that, but that's, I think, wrong. But I think what you should do is trying to find, what is this? This is a community of like-minded people who like to listen to this kind of stuff. We didn't force them to come here. Same as an organization or a mission. Find people who feel like you about that mission. And till the time you don't find those people, don't get them on board. That is risky. 2 people on a mission feeling differently about the mission is death for the mission. It is better not to have them than to have them in a mission who are not aligned to the mission. That's the tough part. Sometimes we think, I have to do so much. In 2 months, I have to get this person. If I don't get this person, how will things work? But getting a wrong person will push you back by 8 months. So don't do that mistake again and again. We do that again and again to ourselves. But I can tell you from my experience of building Zomato and Gabbit, people exist who will align to how you want to build the mission. In fact, the people exist who will make it better for you to build that mission and inspire you sometimes on how to do this. Like, I have people in my team, and they say some things to me that inspires me as to how can this person even think like this about this mission. I didn't even think about it like this. And then you know you found gold. But then after that, work with that gold and protect that gold. Then stand with them. Be ruthless about your mission, but when you find people like that, grow them, work with them, make them successful. Don't let them go. And you can't use money to stop them. Never. They're not the right people. If you can use money to stop anyone, it's a good signal that's not the right person. Like when people come to me and say, I've got this offer from somewhere else, and would you match this? I'm saying, I'm not even having this discussion. I'm not even having this discussion. It could be the best person in my team, but guess what? It's not the best person in my team because they think that is the most priority thing right now. You want to solve for something that you need? I'm here to talk about it. But don't tell me that somebody did this for you and that's why you want me to do something. That's not even the right thing to think about. If you have a need, if you want something, I'm happy to discuss this very objectively. Okay. I see very thoughtful faces. Huh?
When you are making a gadget, that's your core product. And when you are doing skincare products, getting bad reviews or getting people making a quick comment on it can impact your other products because it's a reputation of the same brand. People say that you make one product successful and then you add layers. So doing skincare or product FMCG is a good thing or a conscious decision or
So we don't think of it like that. So we're not a product company. We're basically solving for health. By the way, for healthy skin, skin product is a starting point. But what is the bigger product for healthy skin? The ring. It helps you with your fitness, nutrition. It helps you sleep. If you don't sleep well, your skin health will not be good. So they're all interconnected for us. And people take it time to see this. But it's very important, if somebody has to start on a health journey or a healthy skin journey, it is important to start with the product, and that's why we have them as well. So we don't think of it as, for us, each of these products are equally important because they solve for health in general, and that's what we're solving for.
it's a very large portfolio, like it's supplements, it's skincare, it's a lot of products. It's
Yes, and I think because we realized that for solving for health, you can't do just one of these. That's why. And and the other thing I would say is you have to take some audacious calls to build something audacious. So I have my learning from Zomato, and I said if I want to solve health properly, I will solve it health properly, and that's why we put the effort and the resources behind it. Today, like we are the only company probably globally which has this kind of portfolio, but this kind of a strong portfolio across healthy skin for skin products, now for a smart ring, and very soon for nutrition products. Like I feel the same thing for nutrition products in a country today. Like you don't have good quality products that you can actually trust when you put yourself in your body. And we're going to use the same philosophy to build that as well. Because
So last question.
Yeah.
When you know that nobody has done it before you, doesn't it get scary?
it's very exciting if it's the right thing. I think you should not just do something because it's not been done. In fact, you should be very paranoid. Why hasn't it been done? What is the reason why somebody didn't do it? Because there must be something wrong. So you should go deep. So I went deep to understand why somebody hasn't done it, and I got some answers. Because it is audacious to do it. It's very difficult to build what I've built, right? And I understand that. But that also gave me a challenge that I have to make an honest attempt to do this. That's why for 2 years we were in stealth. After Zomato, IPO, and all that public events, I was just in stealth. I didn't attend any event. I was just building this for 2 years. People didn't even know what I was doing because we needed that focus. We needed no distraction to do this. And once it was there and we launched it, then of course we came out and said this is what we built. So I think you have to be excited about it, but you also have to be practical about it. Yeah, health can, in my view, health, this is the only way to solve for health. It can't be like, again, just having a supplement doesn't help you. You don't believe in what's happening. But if you can track and have that and see what it does, guess what it can do for you?
We realize that at least I personally feel you have to go to different people that we had for this part of the session today. Thank you so much
Thank you.
for your time. And can you have a round of applause?
Thank you. I thoroughly enjoyed it and I love the health and the building mix. I wasn't expecting that, but loved it.
Together, there's something for you.
Thank you.
Some
Thank you so
healthy
much.
stuff, we
Thank you.
promise. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thanks a lot.